Welcome to today's lesson, everyone. I hope you've been having a good week so far. Thank you to everybody who's taken pictures and emailed them through to school. The learning intention today is to identify and use the 5 W's in the text. And they are who, what, when, where, and why. Pause here while you get paper, pen, ruler, and neatly write out your date and learning intention, underline it, and we'll be good to go. Well done. Now that you're ready, we'll begin with some word work. What is a fronted adverbial? Stop for a moment, have a think, and see if you can explain to a grown-up at home, perhaps your brother or sister, what a fronted adverbial is. And a little challenge for you after you've explained. Provide them with some examples. Pause while you do that. An adverbial phrase is like an adverb. It tells us more about the verb. It tells where, when, or how something happened. A fronted adverbial means the word or phrase is at the beginning of a sentence. If you had this fantastic, well done. And if not, it's fine because we need to remind ourselves each time until it becomes embedded in our memory. So you can refer to this whenever you need reminding. And now for our little word activity. Here we have to match the fronted adverbial with the sentence endings and then read them carefully after you're done to make sure they make sense. I've done one for you. Slowly, comma, he walked to the front of the hall. I'm going to let you get on with the rest. So here's another pause point and off you go. Remember neat handwriting. And now I want you to reread your learning intention because we've come to the main activity. As you can see, it's about a very well-known character from the past, William the Conqueror. Now I'll begin with reading lots and lots of information about William the Conqueror, and over this slide and through to the next one as well. You can choose to listen or perhaps join in. Either way, it's going to work for us. And after we'll find out what our task is. Let's go. William was Duke of Normandy, and as William the first Norman King of England, he defeated and killed the last Anglo-Saxon King of England at the Battle of Hastings. William was born in around 1028 in Falaise, Normandy, the illegitimate son of Robert I, Duke of Normandy. Early in 1066, Edward, King of England, died, and Harold, Earl of Wessex, was crowned king. William was furious, claiming that in 1051, Edward, a distant cousin, had promised him the throne and that Harold had later sworn to support that claim. William landed in England on 28 September 1066, establishing a camp near Hastings. William was victorious, and on Christmas Day 1066 he was crowned king in Westminster Abbey. A Norman aristocracy became the new governing class, and many members of the native English elite, including bishops, were replaced with Normans. The first years of William's reign were spent crushing resistance and securing his borders, which he did with ruthless efficiency. He invaded Scotland in 1072 and concluded a truce with the Scottish king. He marched into Wales in 1081. With the kingdom increasingly settled, William spent most of his last 15 years in Normandy, leaving the government of England to regents, usually clergymen. He died on 9 September 1087, from injuries received when he fell from his horse at the siege of Mantes. He divided his lands between two of his sons, with Robert receiving Normandy and William Rufus England. It's a multiple choice activity for the 1-star task. So here we go. Who? Question 1, you've got 5 choices. So for the text, who is it about? Is it Thor, the Viking god? Ancient Athens-based musician Apollo? William Wilberforce? William the Conqueror? Or your final choice, Prince Charming? Question 2 is all about what? What was arrested? What was meeting the media? What was interviewed? What had to appear in front of television cameras? What started a war? So you got to choose the relevant number. Next is all about where. Number 1, in Armitage Church of England Primary School. France, in deepest Africa. Britain, America. Next, it's why. For crimes against trees and being nasty. For speeding on a tractor. To conquer and rule Britain. Because of whistling out of tune. Or to invade France. Next is when. So it last Friday, the year 789 AD. 2 years ago, he has never been seen since. The year 1066 AD, or 3.5 million years ago. And finally, it's the end, or the conclusion bit. Number 1, more news to follow. The result is due on 16 November 2014. The culprit was crowned as King of England on Christmas Day 1066. He expressed his deep sorrow and apologized to all involved. A final answer, he was not available for comment. So reread the text before picking through these multiple choices, or if you want to have a go and do this first and then go back to the text to check, that's fine too. Off you go. And now the 2-star task, you have got a SPAG element, so spelling and grammar element, and that is to use fronted adverbials for the when and the where. So you've got to read the passage about William the Conqueror and then answer the questions. Who is the report about? What happened? Where did the event happen? Why did the event happen? When did the event happen? And a purple pen challenge activity is to pretend you're an interviewer. Then think about what questions you need to ask to get the answers that you needed for your report. I know you have done newspaper reports early in the summer term, so here's a chance to use everything you've learned then to gather information. Okay, take your time and neat presentation, please, and then remember, take pictures to email them through to school so we can give you rewards on class charts and get to show off your work in the shout outs. Until next time, stay safe, everyone.